Welcome everybody to Cooking with Poppy.
Today we are going to be making
Pasta.
carbonara. Let us know what you think of the video. And most importantly,
Like and subscribe.
let's take a look at all these great ingredients that we're going to be using today. You can really use any kind of pasta you want. I'll be using a nice rigatoni. I'm also going to be using some guanciale. If you can't get guanciale, you can use pancetta. If you can't get pancetta, use a nice fatty bacon. I also have a nice chunk of parmesan right here. And I've got 3 nice farm fresh eggs. And with just a few ingredients, we'll be making a creamy pasta carbonara. Let's get started. As you can see from this piece of guanciale, there's a lot of fat in it. That's what we're after. We're after all this flavor. We're going to go ahead and slice it up into about 1/2-inch chunks. And then we're going to be rendering down all that fat, get all that flavor in for our pasta sauce. Once we get this all diced up, we'll get it in a pan on low heat and start rendering down all this delicious fat. Okay, let's start our pan on a pretty low heat. We're going to start with 1 tablespoon of
Butter.
and a nice drizzle of
Olive oil.
We're just trying to build flavors into this sauce. And now we're ready to add that diced up guanciale, about 6 ounces. And now we're just going to cook it nice and slow so that fat just melts. That'll give us time to get our
Pasta.
started and maybe grate some of that parmesan.
Cheese.
Okay, I've got 4 ounces of a nice parmesan I'm going to grate. The parmesan will give our sauce a nice, rich, nutty flavor. Most of the parmesan will go into making the sauce, and we'll save a little back to garnish the dish. Looks like this is rendering down nicely. While this finishes up, let's get started on that sauce. We're going to start our sauce with 3 eggs. And now some fresh ground
Pepper.
I'm going to put probably a teaspoon altogether. Then I'll give it a quick stir. Let's add 4 ounces of that nice
Parmesan.
Just keep adding your cheese until you get it all in there. You're going to want to end up with a nice thick sauce, something like this. Looks like our pasta is just about done. So let's take some of that guanciale out of the pan so we can use that as a topping on the dish. Okay, make sure when you drain your pasta that you save the pasta water. We're going to be using some of that in the sauce. I cooked my rigatoni until it was al dente. It's still going to cook another minute or so in the pan. Let's get this stirred together. Let that pasta soak up some of those great flavors. Okay, this is a very important step. Turn your heat off at this point. We want the pasta and the pan to start cooling off. I'm going to add a little bit of pasta water. And we're going to let the pasta cool off for just a minute before we add our egg mixture so it doesn't just turn into scrambled eggs on top of your pasta. Now let's add that Parmesan egg mixture. And let's get stirring this. Let's keep it moving. You can see the Parmesan and the egg and all the rendered fat coming together into this creamy, delicious sauce. Gonna switch over to my favorite silicone spatula. Keep this sauce moving. Oh, come on. Look how rich and creamy that sauce looks. When your sauce looks like this, it's time to plate. It's definitely time for lunch. Let's get some of this pasta carbonara on my plate. Looks perfect there, but we are not done yet. Let's garnish with a few pieces of the crispier guanciale. Gonna give it a little bit more black pepper and top it with just a little bit more parmesan. It looks like it's time for my lunch. I hope you join us again soon, and as always,
Thanks for coming, everybody.